Hi. And I have suggested cooking for you the veggie samosa, the Kannada badam puri, chandrahara, moon girdle. Chandrahara is moon girdle. Badam puri is fried almond croissant, and almond croissants and veggie samosa. I said veggie samosa, didn't I? Strudel, apple strudel. So they're all a certain shape, three-dimensional shapes, and I have rough sketches of the, samosa, the spring rolls, which my spring rolls, and almond croissant right here, almond croissant. But it can be a little different too. Strudel is mostly, like an almond croissant. Okay, I have a very nice recipe for for an apple strudel, and it was given to me by Kathy, and the book, and I shared the strudel with her and my tailor, my male tailor, because he stitched me a nice apron with lace edged trimmings. Yeah. So, anyways, so this is CAGD, it's computer aided geometric design. Professor Farron, Gerard Farron, he's unfortunately deceased from the Arizona State University, was like a pioneer. He wrote the CAGD. mm, He was the CAGD guru. My husband's specialization is in this area, and he the Professor Farron. His book is available on the internet. And I, as I said, sometimes shared with you, wanted to kind of back my two electric car designs. One electric car design works on existent cars. All right, you need to pump out the gasoline and shut off the gasoline tank, supply to the gasoline tank, and make some changes, of course. And for the other electric car design, it's a completely electrical, and somebody who wants to manufacture auto parts should be contacting me. And I contacted the person, and the person gave me a chance. All right, wonderful man, or so I think. And he's a CEO, and all of and I woke up 2 weekends ago at like 3:30 a.m. My mind telling me work hard, and my email apparently has had an issue. I'll share some of it, and I shall have print, but that will be a lot of sharing with you folks, right? So some of my worked out solution, and then today's I'll share, and okay, this is some more worked out, some more. This is all. A lot of it is in Professor Farron's book, and more. And this is all parametrization, RST spaces, and this is of course today's the Sturm-Liouville problem. So that's not the right one. All right, here is my worked out solution for today, almond croissant, and I have pictures here, and this. And so I considered, so the whole basic, I'll discuss it, and this is all it took. And I generated it in Excel, numerical integration. And now Excel now has three-dimensional curves. And this is the curve I got. Just show you the curve I got. And this is the curve I got. So it can be like a apple strudel or a veggie samosa. Well, apple strudel because, Paula, and for my son's 7th birthday, I had a lady make 4 big apple strudels and 4 cream puffs, or 6 cream puffs, and 5 cream puffs, I think, for $115. Yeah, so this is the shape I generated, and you can see it has depth, and it's a 3-dimensional curve. So this is the all right. So now the tip I got, and during the course of my self-study, the area, there was this source very well known to my husband and known to me, who suggested that I work on a problem, and I've even made this painting. g of x multiplied by cos of x multiplied by e to the power x. It's also on my Facebook page, my worked out solution. And I just did it as a solution of Green's theorem multiplied by cos x multiplied by e to the power x, trapezoidal method of numerical integration, and generated a curve. All right, so that was, you know, input. And when I was working on this electric car design, I thought I would use g of x and generate a curve. So with Professor Farron's input, which is that the Bezier curve is defined by c to the power n of the function t is equal to sigma with n equals I equals 0 to or n equals, wait a second, let's see this, n equals 0 to infinity, or I equals 0 to n, correct. And capital B letter from I to n to the power n, and bi is I equals I1, 2. So those are the framework numbers, so the control points, and b to the power n multiplied by b. I think these are the small letter bi. But I took, as I've shown you, the definition of line integral, and this is all very, it all clicked to me. You have to see 3:30, nothing is coming. And then slowly it started blending in. I don't even have a background in school, so I'm going to be a little slow, right? But it all fell into place. The book is very clear, and I have Excel, MS Excel. So, B is parametrization, t to the power n minus I think, multiplied by t to the power n. So, and the vector is ni. So, you need to multiply 3 and n and I and add, right? So that's the vector definition. And this would work, I thought, and substituted and did all the necessary calculations, and ended up with the necessary curves. So interestingly enough, but I don't know, it could be some form of a jinx, the Bezier curve goes downwards, and so I'll let your unengineering like imagination run its course. But that's the result I got. And anything else? So as I've said, this was it. This was what I did. And this is all, yeah. And Excel, I assumed all the X, A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3, and calculated the rest, T, R, and S, based on these assumed parameters, assumed values. And Excel does it all, and then g of x is integral of f of x dx plus g of y dy, integral plus integral of g of y dy plus integral of h of z dz. And the way I explained it to myself is you're always looking at g of x, function of x, but when you're mapping x, you have to go into y, and you have values for x, and y is actually imaginary space, and so z is, of course, x plus iy, and so on, and then that's how I figured it out. So that's done. So now I'm going to go to Shopaholic. That was my workaholic, and suggested cooking to you, all of you. Difficult dishes make life more interesting, but you don't get, croissants are available in the bakeries. I must try the same strudel recipe for an almond croissant and see how that comes out. Maybe a surprise for my son. So this is a triangular Triscuit. So there you go. That's a shopaholic. I find it as a necessity to buy, uh, munchies and that sort of thing. Yeah. And moving on to my sexaholic. This also came to me yesterday when I was listening to the one and only Nikkei. And he rocked my boat last night, and it was good. It was really good. I'm going to play this too. Classical music, Wagner, and this here is the blues, brother, plain and simple, brother Nick. To the band members of my favorite rock band, with comely and nerdy, blonde and brunette and blackhead men. I'm gonna rape you and you and you, and maybe ravish you, Mr. Trudeau. For past prime ministers are appreciative of my single-minded devotion to work, and I'm positive are going to reward me. If there are other work sources chivalrous and rewarding, on a day full of sunshine in Dallas in November 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald said to President John F. Kennedy, "Die, you motherfucker!" and shot him 3 times, hidden behind a building behind a grassy knoll. Once for each of President Kennedy's children. There was blood everywhere. And Lee Harvey Oswald said, "To Russia with love." But America said, "This is tragedy at its extreme in a fine nation like ours." This here is the blues, brother, plain and simple, brother Nick. Give a big hand of applause to Wagner. Thank you, Richard Wagner.